All right, today we're talking about Module 2, Lesson 13, homework. The objective for Lesson 13 was to use whole number multiplication to express equivalent measurements. So we are converting. We're going to be converting bigger units into smaller units. And now the reason that we're multiplying bigger when we convert this way opposed to what we're going to be doing tomorrow is because we're going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. So for instance, weeks. So 1 week would have, if we did 1 week, let me take that S off. If we did 1 week, we know that's equivalent to 7 days. So if we have 7 days, this would equal 1 week. So it's kind of like moving up and down the place value chart. When we're moving down the place value chart, an instance like this, like I just showed, we're going to be multiplying because our number on the left side is bigger. So there's going to be more of the little guys inside of our bigger unit. So if we multiply, we should be able to find our conversions if we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, like we're going to be doing today. So our first unit, we're going to be converting from weeks to days. And of course, it's always important to know what we are converting, where we're starting and where we're ending. So we're starting with weeks, and we're going to days. So as it shows here, 6 weeks equals 6 times 1 week. Now, how can we do that? How can we take 6 weeks and make that 6 times 1 week? Well, it's the same thing as we taught before with 1 2/10. Sorry about that. 1 2/10 being equivalent to 12/10, which is equivalent to 12 times 1/10. We're just breaking that unit apart into all of its parts so that we can manipulate it a little easier. So we broke 6 weeks into 6 times 1 week. So now what can we do? Well, we can go to the next step, which states 6 times 7 days. So how did we get 7 days? Well, we know there's 7 days in 1 week. So we are now able to convert 1 week into its equivalent of days. So we know that 7 days is equivalent to 1 week. So that's how we're able to do this. We're able to convert weeks to days simply by breaking it apart into its 2 separate units. And then we're going to switch our weeks to days. And by switching that, we get 7 days. So 7 times 6 now. 7 days times 6. And that is what's going to give us our 42 days. 6 times 7, 42. We add the unit back on. So let's see what we can do with the next problem. So I'm going to do C and then E. So I'm going to do C and E. And then I want students to try B, D, and F. Here, let me circle those in a different color. So B, D, and F, I want the students to try. All right, so let me get back over to C and E. So C says we're going to convert meters to centimeters. So I know we're going to be going meters to centimeters, or M to cm. All right, so we know that. Now the question becomes, how many centimeters are in a meter? Well, the FSA and myself, when they take the FSA and when they take tests in class, they will have a conversion sheet that gives them all the typical conversions that they'll run into. Now, there are some that are not on it because we assume it's common knowledge that students know, like how many inches are in a foot, or how many months are in a year, stuff like that. So we're converting meters to centimeters. Well, we know that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So we're going to fill this out first. So we can split it, just like we talked about with 6 weeks. We can split it into its 2 parts, which is its numerical form and then its unit. So 1 meter. And now we have 4 and 5/10 times how many centimeters? It's going to be 100 centimeters. So we get 450 centimeters. And with this problem, it's going back over our original module 1 where we multiplied by 100, because the metric system uses a lot of the place value chart to move up and down it. So the more they understand the place value chart and how to move up and down it by multiplying by 10, hundreds, thousands, and dividing by 10, hundreds, and thousands, they will be able to easily understand the metric conversions a lot easier. So now let's move to our final one. We're converting kilograms to grams. So again, let's make sure we write down kilograms, or kg, to grams. And similar to kilometers to meters, it's the same. It's that same prefix. So we're going to be multiplying by 1,000 again. So there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So let's go ahead. And here we don't have to do it the same as above. So I know that there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So 3 and 9 hundredths times 1,000. So I know 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. So I know it's going to move up just like that. So we have 3,090 grams. So that's the easy way of converting. Now, I'm sure, we can all use our phones. We can all check it with that. But this is just a strategy on how to convert. So let's try it out with B, D, and F. Now I'm going to flip the page, and we're going to look at some word problems. Now, word problems, they're not much different. The only difference, the word problems are asking for us to write a written statement, which we do like to see from our students. We like to see that they can respond to the question. Oh, there's a smiley face already. We like to see that they can respond to the questions in a written form. We're really trying to get them to write. So same thing, convert, final answer. So we're going from hours to minutes. And then we see down here, one day has 24 hours, which is the same as 1,440 minutes. It gives them an example of what they can write, and they can really use that same written statement over and over again. So again, I'm going to try C and E. I'm going to show them C and E, and I want them to do B, D, and F. All right, let's see where we are. Let me get back to where we were. Sorry, I had to go to a meeting real quick. So the average height of a female giraffe is 4 and 6 meters. What is the height in centimeters? So again, we need to identify where we're starting and where we're ending. So if we're starting at meters, and we're going to end with centimeters. Again, we know that there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So we're going to multiply 4 and 6 tenths times 100, giving us 460 centimeters. But that's not all. It's stated we need to write a sentence that goes along with this. So let's write one real quick. Let me get this out of the way. So we can use the original statement, just change it into our own words and make it fit what we have. So let's write that 1 meter has 100 centimeters, which is the same as, sorry about that. Let me redo this. No, 1 meter has 100 centimeter, which is the same as 460 centimeters. No, I don't really like that, so we're not going to use the one that it goes with. We're going to create our own real quick. So the original question is the average height of a female giraffe is 4 and 6 meters. What is her height in centimeters? We know that 100 centimeters oh wait, let's rewrite that again. I'm just gonna let you know English was not my favorite subject through school, so I rewrite stuff all the time. We know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. If the height of an average giraffe is 4 6/100 meters, then the average height in centimeters is 460. A little lengthier than the example given, but again, sometimes it's good to use them. Sometimes I just don't feel like, I don't like how they read, so I do change them. Now let's go to the last question real quick. E. I know it's at the bottom of the video, but let's go ahead and try that one real quick. All right, so let's see. A pig weighs 9 8/10 of a pound. Convert the pig's weight to ounces. Again, we start off with understanding what it is it wants us to convert. We want to go from pounds to ounces. There's 16 ounces in a pound. So we have to multiply 9 8/10 times 16. Let me straighten this all up. Can't ask the kids to have it straight if I'm not going to put it up there straight. So let me get some more area to work on. So 9.8 times 16. We can also say this is 9 8/10 if we want to drop that decimal like we just learned. So 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 54, plus the 4 is 58. 0 placeholder. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. Add them up. 8, 16. Carry the 1, 15. So I have 1,568 tenths. But we're going to add that decimal back in. So 156 and 8 tenths. That is our answer. So we could say, let me make some space. Don't really have much at the bottom of the page. I'm going to keep this down here so I don't forget. The pig weighs 9 8 pounds. 8/10 of a pound. And 16 ounces equals 1 pound. Then the pig weighs 156 and 8/10 ounces. A little sloppy. Sometimes it's hard to write on this pad. That's why I read it while I was writing it. So if the pig weighs 9 8 pounds, 8/10 of a pound, and 16 ounces equals 1 pound, then the pig weighs 156 and 8 ounces. All right. Well, let's see if they can try B, D, and F. B, D, and F. I'm not sure I gave you the answers for that first page, so I'm going to give you the answers. I'm not going to give you the answers for these word problems because then that's all they really have to show. I got to see that work. But for these, they should be able to go back and they can show me all the work leading up to this part. So let me get those answers real quick.